Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in previous video we have discussed about file handling in Python. So in today's video we are going to talk about CSV files, that how can we handle CSV files in Python. So first of all, what are CSV files? The CSV file, we can say that, is a comma separated value file which allows data to be saved in a tabular format. So basically CSV files can be used with most of any spreadsheet programs such as Microsoft Excel, or we can also say it can also used in Google Spreadsheet. So there are two modules we can read the CSV files in our computer by using the Python programming. So the first one we have is reader module, and the second one we have is Dict Reader module. So the first one that we have is reader. So that we need to import this module first. So let's see this syntax from CSV import reader. So this reader, we imported it by CSV library. So we have discussed this open method. We can use this method to open the file first.csv. So if you have all the files in one folder, so you don't need to write the whole path of the file. You can just directly write here name and it will directly open here. So you can see that this file I have here first, which is CSV file. I can open it to see what kind of data. Yes, it has 2 names, 2 last names and 2 ages. Alright, now so I am imported this as f variable. You can choose any variable you want to proceed with. Now I am going to create a variable C means CSV files, and then I am going to use this reader module. And always if I want to print what I have in this file, I need to use the for loop, because this is iterator, which means that it returns an object if I directly print it. So if I directly print C, it will return an object. So I need to, in order to print the data which is in the file, I need to use the for loop here. So in C, which is in C variable, and then I can directly print here I. So as you can see, if I run this program, you can see that the first name, you can see that first name is this, last name and age is appearing at the output. So what if I want to remove this first line of my data which is in the file? So because I don't want to write the heading here, that which is first name, last name and age, so I can do this simply by using the next function. So I can directly write here next and C, which is in C variable. So what this function will do, it will skip this first line for me. As you can see, if I run this program, you can see that now the first line has been disappeared. So that is how we can use this reader module in order to read the data in our CSV file. Now we have another method, we call it Dict Reader module. So if we want to print our data in dictionary ordered data type, so then we use this Dict Reader module. Now again we can directly open our file, which is first.csv, and I import it as a variable f, and simply, first I need to import the module, which is this. I can simply copy this from here. So this time I am going to import a different module, which is Dict Reader. R must be capital. Now, so I'm going to create a variable C and apply the module Dict Reader F, and the for loop, and directly I can print I. So as you can see, if I again run this program, there is an error. What is it saying? Yes, the D must be capital here. Yes, now you can see that the first is the key and the value, key and value, and key and value. There are 3 unique keys and unique values here. This is returning in dictionary order. So what if I want to extract a specific information? Suppose I want to only extract the first name from my data. So this is the dictionary order. So I can directly write here the first name. And as you can see, if I run this program, yes, I need to write it under the string. So as you can see, if I run this program, you can see that from all the data, we can see the particular data which is the key first name here. So by using this, we can extract any particular data from our file. Now, we have discussed so far that how can we read our file and how can we print our data in dictionary order. We have also discussed it. Let's move towards that how can we write on our file. So before writing, I want to remove everything from this, because if we are going to write something, this file should be empty. And yes, now, so in order to write in CSV file, we have the writer method to write in CSV file, and we have DictWriter method to write in CSV file, as we have in read as well as in write. Now first let's proceed with the writer method. So we need to import it, that from CSV import the writer. Import was, yes. Now I can directly open my file here, which is first, must be inverted commas, first.csv as f. Now, so in order to write anything, I need to mention the format in which we are going to write. So we have discussed 3 formats. I am using W format here in order to write something into my CSV file. Alright, so I can write here new line is equals to space. Want to write in the new line, so I write here new line and space. So I'm going to create a C variable, and in this variable I'm going to use the module which is writer f, and so I can write here write row which is name and suppose age. So I write here with row. In order to write something in the row, I use this function with row, which is predefined function in writer function. So I can directly use it here, and then in order to write anything, I need to just copy this and paste this again. So I need to write here my name, and I can give my age in integer. So if I again want to 30 and Mortis is my friend, and then these are the two different names and two different ages. I am using this writerow method in order to write this data into my CSV file. So it's almost done. Now if I am going to run this program, you can see that it has been executed, and if I see my file here, yes, you can see that our name and ages has been updated into my file. Now close this file. So instead of writing with write rows and write rows, if we have, suppose we have 100 different names and 100 different ages, so we cannot write write rows again and again and again. So another method we have, which is called write rows method. So by using this write rows method, I can directly comment these two lines, and by simply write here write rows method and convert it into a whole dictionary, and just simply put comma here, and then I can give my all name and age here. Now, so you can see that here I write here two different names and two different ages again, but in just one line by using this write rows method. So instead of writing write row and write row in two times, we can directly sum up in one line. So as you can see, if I again run this program, you can see that the code has been executed, and if I again you can see that the name has been updated here. So this method is more, write rows method is more suitable as compared to write row method. So we have another method which is called DictWriter method. So in order to access this, which again imported from CSV, DictWriter. So this is the name of this module, DictWriter. So in this method, we input our data in the form of dictionary format. So as we have discussed also the Dict Reader. So in Dict Reader method, we were printing our data into dictionary order. So in DictWriter, we are giving our data in dictionary order basically. So I can directly open my file, which is first.csv, and I need to give the format in which we are going to write, and of course I want to write after in a new line. So I write here, so and then as f, I import it as f variable. So c is the variable, and I'm applying DictWriter method here. The w should be capital here, otherwise it will generate an error, and f. So after giving this f, we need to give the field names here. So I write here field names. So we have field names. The first we have simply I can write here first name. It should be in the inverted commas, and then we have last name, and then we have age. So these are the three field names we have. We want to write in first.csv file. So, I need to write the header here, which is the function of the DictWriter method or DictWriter module, write header. So why we are using write header? Because this is the part of this class DictWriter, and it looks for the list of fields in the field name parameter passed by DictWriter. Basically, whenever whatever the field names we have, it will pass by the DictWriters, and then simply we have c dot write rows. So instead of using write row method, I am directly using write rows. So we can give our all the input fields in one parameter. So first we have our first name, the first name we have here, and then we have our last name, and then we have age. So this is the first input fields, and then we have another input. I just copy this and paste it here. So I changed the name. Alright, so as you can see, there are two input fields, and there are in each input field we have three different keys: first name, last name, and age. So as you can see, if I run this program, there is an error. Is it saying in field names last name and age is not here? It is saying that. Yes, I need to write here small l, because I already write here in small l. So, and age must be in small a here. So as you can see, if I run this program, you can see that this program has been executed. And if I open my file, yes, you can see that there are two input fields, and this is my field names basically. So close this. So we have discussed both these writing methods we have in CSV files, that how can we write in our CSV file. So what about we can read and write in CSV files simultaneously? So for this I have a practice program. In this practice program, we are going to read from one file and write it into another file. So let's make this program. So I already have a file which is file.csv. So first of all, again I need to import this module. So in this time I need to import both Dict Reader and DictWriter and DictWriter, and then I can simply open the first file which already contain the data, and the format is to read it, because it already has the data that we will be using to write in another file. So I import it as RF, reading file our, and then I'm going to simply open another file. So as we know that in W method, if file, I'm naming it file1. So in W method, if the file does not exist, it will create a file automatically. So I'm naming it WF. It is our writing file. Now I'm going to create a variable called R, and in this I'm using a module Dict Reader. So In this Dict Reader, I'm using RF because it is our reading file, and I'm going to create a variable W, and this time I'm using DictWriter, and which contain WF, which is our writing file. Alright, so if we are writing something, as we know that we need to include the field names here. So what are our field names? The first thing we have is our first name, and then we have our last name, and then we have our age. These are the fields that we want to include. Alright. Now I need to write the header, which is write header method in order for the field parameters, and then I can apply the for loop for I in R basically, because everything will be reading from this file, and when this loop will execute it, I will, because these are the comma separated values, so I can directly store these different values in these different variables. So I can write here I, the first thing we have is first name, the third I, and the second I and the third I. So in the second I we have the last name, and in the last we have the simply age. So these all the field parameters will be stored in A, B and C. Now I am going to write this into my writing file, which is writerows, by using this writerows method. So as we know that this writerows method will directly add these all the values in a single parameter. So the first thing we have is first name, and we have key here, which is A in A variable. So I want it into uppercase, so I am using this upper method. So we have something different here. This is the first name, and we have the last name, and in last name we have B. I'm using this again upper method. And then the third thing we have is age, so simply age is C. So it is almost completed. So as you can see, if I run this program, so there is an error. I think this might be the problem here. So as you can see, so I forgot to use these curly brackets, square brackets here. I need to they must be in the list because we are giving value by using this writerows method. So as you can see, if I run this program, you can see that it is working fine. So as I'm going to, yes, you can see that there are two files now, file 1, file and file 1. So as I am going to open my file 1, you can see that this line contains the upper. I use the upper method in order to print my name and my last name in uppercase. You can see that it has worked perfectly. So I hope it is clear that how can we handle CSV file in Python programming language. See you in next week. Thank you very much for watching.